to strengthening wall Pilates workout for beginners, abs. So the first thing I want to say, if you're new to Pilates and new to working your core, is bigger is not better when it comes to Pilates. Also, slower is the name of the game. So what I mean by bigger is not better, I mean moving smaller range of motions. Even if it doesn't look like you're doing much, you're gonna get a lot more out of it if you go smaller and slower than if you're using a lot of force, a lot of momentum. So I want you to just keep that in mind as we go through those moves. So this is a beginner's routines. I'm definitely gonna offer modifications, give some breaks during the class, but just remember, I'm not there with you. So if anything doesn't feel right in your body, then I don't want you to do it, okay? So remember, you're your biggest and best teacher, and listen to your instincts. So guys, with that being said, this is a wall workout, so I'd suggest having a mat just to pad your back while we lay on our back, and then a little bit of wall space. The wall is very supportive, so when we put our feet on it, it helps bear some of the load, bear some of the weight that we would have to ourselves hold up. But in this case, the wall is going to help support us a little bit so that we can make these exercises more accessible. Okay guys, so that's my spiel. Let's get on into it. So let's lay down on our backs. And you're going to be about a shin's distance away from the wall. So you'll place your forearms down so that your elbows are underneath your shoulders, and then your feet will come onto the wall. Now I want you to be close enough that you really feel like the feet can rest on the wall and you're not having to use your low back or your core to hold them up. So if you feel like you're not supported, you can move in a little bit closer. So what we're gonna do with the hips is we're gonna scoop them under. So when I do that, that draws my low back towards the floor, and then it helps me bring awareness to my lower core region. So by tucking the hips, that's not going to engage the abs. You also have to draw your stomach muscles in, kind of like you're putting on a bathing suit and you're just kind of trying to hold it all in. That's the idea here. You want to pull those muscles in. So I can't do that for you, and the exercise can't do that for you. You have to start to work mind-muscle connection in order to strengthen the really deep layer of your core. So with that being said, keep that in mind as we do those moves. Draw the tummy in, lift out of those forearms, and you're going to bring your right leg to tabletop. When you do that, I want you to suck the stomach in and then put the right foot back on the wall, and you'll bring the left leg to tabletop and pull the belly down into the low back. So every lift of the leg is a little baby contraction in your core. So you can see the lift of my leg, but you can't see a ton of movement when I suck my stomach in, and that's why these exercises in Pilates are really nuanced and takes years to master. So something like this that might not look so challenging is still very effective for someone who is more advanced. It's just about taking the time to do these smaller movements and work that mind-muscle connection. I think oftentimes we think like, oh, if it's big, it must be advanced and hard. That's not true at all. Okay, when that leg comes to tabletop, I want you to blow the air out of the body to pull the abs in. So with each lift of the legs, I'm breathing out and I'm drawing my belly into my body. Now my upper body is stabilizing. So that means when I move my leg, that I don't dip the chest. So there's no movement like that. I'm staying nice and proud in that upper body. If this is too much on the upper body, you can totally just lay flat on the ground and do this same exercise. If you're ready to move on, we're going to go for both legs. If this is enough for you, stay right here. So those hips are scooped. We're gonna pull the legs up off the wall from the navel pulling in, and then set the feet back down. So I want you to imagine someone's poking you right there, low belly, and that exact area is where you're trying to draw in. Draw it into your body to lift the legs. Good work, guys. And remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. So if this is a lot for you, come back to it, work on it. That mind-muscle connection is created over time, right? Not in one day, not in your first Pilates class. So get as much out of it as you can today, and then you'll do this a month later, maybe after you do it like 5 times this month, and then something new will really click for you, and you might feel a new sensation in your body. It will happen, I promise. Just be patient with yourself. Good, last one. Okay, let's lay all the way down, and then we're gonna put the legs straight up on the wall at a slight diagonal and hips distance apart. So just kind of let that neck rock out. How are we doing? Yeah, I know, the body is working, the mind's working, but you're doing awesome. Okay, so similar idea, we'll go for a single leg lift off the wall, and then we'll lower it back down. And let's just stay with one side. So pick one leg, and that's gonna be the leg you do until I say switch. When you lift the leg up, put your hands on your low belly. You're gonna suck your stomach away from your hands as the leg comes off the wall. And when the leg goes to the wall, you're not gonna let your belly inflate. So the idea in Pilates is that lower abdominal region continues to draw deeper into the body. Okay, so it's very different from yoga. In yoga, we allow the abdominal region to expand. In Pilates, we focus on that lower core region, staying knitted in. The upper core region, that mobilizes. And I have some videos where I talk about the breathing. So if you want to focus just on the breathing, you can work into those videos. When you're a beginner with breath, my recommendation is don't get too caught up on when to breathe in and out. Just make sure you're breathing. Number one thing. Once you got that down, then we'll get more fancy with it. Okay, so whatever leg you've been doing, you're gonna switch. So the other leg's gonna lift straight off the wall, and you're gonna lower down. If this is too much, you could do it with bent knees. Okay? So every time that leg comes up, I'm thinking of my hands, right where they're at, and I'm literally moving my stomach away from them. So that's what I want you to do every time. Nice job, guys. We're gonna do 2 more, and then we're gonna do some planks. Good, last one. Okay. So if you're like, what? I thought this was a beginner class. It is, and you can totally do this, I promise you. So we're gonna stand it on up. You're gonna use the wall for your planks today. So we're gonna do a forearm plank. So this is awesome. If you have any wrist issues, that's not gonna be a problem. So we're facing the wall. We're gonna interlace the hands. The elbows are gonna line up with the shoulders, and they're on the wall. Okay, the further the feet start to walk back, the more intense it's gonna be in the arms, the shoulders, and the abs. So if you're like, this is enough for me, you just stay right here. If you want a little bit more, you're gonna walk the feet back and possibly come up to kind of like your tippy toes. So now you see that my body is more in a diagonal line. And if you want more, you can continue to walk those feet back. So you just find your sweet spot. You can hold this, or if you'd like to take a little variation, we're gonna twist the hips right and left. I'm gonna do a little semicircle with my hips to the back of the room, dip my hips right, semicircle them to the back of the room, left. Let's do a couple more just to get into the motion. And notice that I'm not moving my arms or my feet. This is from my waistline. Okay, let's go for 4 more. You got this. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, walk it in. Let's give those arms a break. We are going to do a side plank on the wall. So don't run away. I promise you this is doable. I'm gonna walk you through it. So we've got our left side to the wall. That left forearm is on the wall, elbow in line with shoulder, and you're gonna have your feet staggered. So your outside foot is in front. So you're pushing the wall away from you, so you want to be careful of leaning into this arm. The further the feet move away from the wall, the more intense this becomes. So start to walk them out. We're on that diagonal, and I'm making sure not to like kind of sink in this shoulder. So make sure there's space here in the shoulder. Okay, so we're starting to work into that waistline, and we're gonna let the inside hip dip towards the wall and then pull it away from the wall. Dip in, pull it away. So we're crunching that inside waistline. Okay, and this is the same idea. The further the legs go out, the more intense this becomes in your waist and your shoulder. The further in, the easier it becomes, or maybe more accessible is a better way to put it. Last two. Last one. You guys, we're on to our last move. So you're gonna get the view of the back this time. So we've got the other elbow on the wall, outside foot is in front, and it's as if I'm in between two panes of glass. So I'm in one long straight line. If I want a little more, I'll walk my feet away. I'm gonna lean the side of my body towards the wall, and then I'm gonna pull it as far away from the wall as I can, crunching that waistline. So you see there's like pinched skin there, that's a good thing. We wanna squeeze the side body. How are we feeling, guys? I'm super proud of you for making it through this workout. Let's do 3 more. For 3, and 2, and 1. Oh my goodness. Woo, feeling the waist. How are you guys? Super proud of you. I know we just accomplished crunching, planks, lower abs, obliques. So why don't we take a little bit of a stretch? So let's cool it down. So bring it to the mat. It's definitely time for some cat-cows. These always feel so great after working the core. So this is an all fours position. If you have any wrist issues, you could definitely do fists, no problem. And we're gonna go into an arch back and then a round back. Good, and then just flow through it. Let it feel good on the body. Okay, one more time each way, round it out. Open it up. Good, and then take a seat, and let's go into a butterfly stretch. Sometimes those hip flexors get a little bit of intensity during core. That's totally fine. They're definitely going to get, hip flexors are definitely going to get worked in Pilates and in the ab exercises. So there's nothing wrong with that. They just have to get stronger if you're feeling a lot of them. And that mind-muscle connection I talked about, where you're really firing the abs, is going to help you out too. And let's just fold into those legs, release, soften those shoulders. Let's take a big breath in, and then just sigh it out. You did it. Let it go. I hope you guys had a great class today. I hope you learned something. That is why I enjoy making these videos. I love Pilates. It makes my body feel so good. I feel strong. I feel safe. Luckily, I've been pretty injury-free thus far, knock on wood. So I just hope to share that with you guys. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and then hit that subscribe button. It's totally free, and it will just let you know when I have a new workout, tutorial, chit chat out on the channel. This is Pilates On Demand. My name's Lindsay, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow on the next workout. Bye.